Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, I know this is something you didn't expect to see, considering that I made it clear that my motivation was to stay away from YouTube. I just got back from the San Francisco Gathering. As you can tell, I've got a bit of a head cold, so my voice is kind of messed up, but I definitely wanted to take the opportunity to record this right away because of some of the things that I've come to discover and learn because of the YouTube gathering in San Francisco. I didn't get very much footage on my camera because the weather was kind of funky. I mean, you'll see in the footage, I'm sure that other people post, that it was kind of windy and rainy. But it was because of my experience in interacting at this event and some things that have been happening over the last month or two with Roger's passing and all the things that sort of brought forward that I was inspired to record this video. I'm going to say a few things that are probably going to confuse a lot of you, especially if you know anything about me, because they're going to seem very contrary to things that I've said before, at least in conversations with people and on Stickam and the like. But first, before I go any further, I wanted to say that I owe some people an apology. Now, I want to make it clear that this apology is specific to something, and my opinions and attitude hasn't changed. But these people deserve an apology from me nonetheless. The people who deserve an apology from me specifically are Paul Robinette, Philip DeFranco, Ben Boheim, and several other people on YouTube whose name I don't know, and just calling them by their screen name doesn't really do what I want it to do. Now you're going to ask me, why of these people would I apologize? Because of the fact that this is a community, that YouTube is a community. I've realized that I've let my personal feelings and opinions potentially influence other people of this community. And that's a disservice to the community as a whole. And that is something that I cannot abide by. If I'm going to say that I care about this community, if I'm going to say that my actions are for the benefit of this community, then I can't go around and behave in a manner that is detrimental. I have never said that any of those people shouldn't be on YouTube. I've never said that they shouldn't have the right to post videos. I've come to realize because of this experience that anytime I've ever made those kind of comments, any kind of statements that I've ever made, it was because those individuals didn't mesh with my YouTube, the YouTube that I'm a part of, the YouTube that is a part of me. That's not YouTube, the website. That's not YouTube, the community. That's RavenLaughs YouTube. And yeah, those people don't fit into my world in that regard. But they're still a part of this community, just like I am, just like anybody else is. For anybody who was at the YouTube community gathering in San Francisco today, would have seen me acting like a curmudgeon, basically, being very antisocial and very, I guess, what would be perceived as negative. I wasn't doing anything that I didn't feel was appropriate, but it was because of my behavior and conversations that I had with Pipistrello and Clashaw and several other people that I realized that being me and acting the way that I do isn't justification for acting inappropriately. Once again, as I said, my attitudes and opinions haven't changed. But if I can't justify my behavior to myself, then I know that I've behaved inappropriately. And I'm willing to fess up and say that, yes, I have behaved inappropriately. So that was the reason why I apologized to Paul Robinette, to Philip DeFranco, and to Ben Boheim. I don't know his last name, but I do know his first. They were at the YouTube gathering in San Francisco, and they were doing their own thing, and they were interacting in their own way. Now, I chose not to interact with any of these people because of the fact that they're not people that I'm interested in interacting with, but it was obvious, I think, very obvious, that I was dissatisfied with the fact that they were there. And that's not fair to me, or not, excuse me, that's not fair to them, because that's their gathering too. They had every right to be there and do whatever they were going to do. And detracting from that is wrong, and that's what I did. So I can't justify in my mind acting out in a public fashion. I chose to avoid them, and that was my personal choice, my decision and how I was going to interact with them. But that gathering wasn't about making a show. I wasn't being a member of the community that I profess to care about by behaving like that. So for anybody that was at the YouTube gathering in San Francisco, I apologize to you as well. I don't think that all of my behavior was inappropriate, but some of it was. And since, as I said, if I cannot justify to myself what I've done, then obviously it was wrong. So that was that. It was very interesting. I've learned a lot, and the reason why I'm posting this video here is because I've come to understand a better understanding of community and its role, the community and its role with YouTube. And after talking to Big Joe and Michelle and Brian and several other people from YouTube, and talking to them all and asking them questions, they care about the community, their interaction with the community. But their role with YouTube is so much larger than the direct interaction with the community. So, ironically, it was a video that Nultz had made that made me realize where my perspective had gone a bit awry. If you had seen the video that he was talking about where he made a diagram, he was talking about Roger's death, and he made a diagram where he showed the community was a small circle, and then YouTube was a much larger circle around that. Though the community is a very potent part, it is only a very small part of YouTube. And to expect YouTube, the business, to focus on the community, the part that I'm a part of, this very small part, that's a little unreasonable and it's just not rational. So, once again, as I said, Nultz of all people made a video, and he made a lot of sense in that video, and those were points that I agreed with, and I had. But after, like I said, the last month with Roger and watching the way the community came together and the way that people have joined together in ways nobody expected, I realized that I was behaving in a manner that wasn't beneficial to the community that, as I said, I care about. So I'm going to be posting again on YouTube for those of you that care. And for those of you that don't, that's fine. But I understand now that my idea or my understanding of the community is different. And I want to interact and be a part of this community in a way that I think it deserves to be. So, yeah, from this point forward, I'm going to start posting videos again. And I want to thank everybody that gave me the chance to hang out with them at the gathering, all the people that took the time to talk to me and answer my questions, and all of you that stomached your way through interacting with me over these last few days. I thank you for that, and thank you for giving me back the sense of YouTube that I felt was lost. Thank you all.